The United States and South Korea are set to sign a deal on deepening their communications over the potential deployment of nuclear weapons. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol is in Washington, D.C. on a state visit hosted by counterpart President Joe Biden. And for more, Nick Harper joins us. He is in Washington, D.C. Nick, President Biden and President Yoon, they're set to sign that Washington Declaration document. What do we know about what it entails so far?
Yeah, Dawn, a very grand title for what is essentially all about strengthening the alliance, in particular in relation to North Korea, strengthening the ways that they try and deter North Korea's nuclear ambitions. Now, there has been some concern in South Korea that the United States perhaps isn't as committed as it says it is. That fear that its nuclear umbrella, that promise that it would defend South Korea if the North were to use nuclear weapons, or just simply to deter the North from using nuclear weapons, perhaps has waned in recent years. And part of this trip for President Yoon is very much getting that firm commitment from President Biden. And that is why we're seeing this Washington declaration. We're told that as part of this, it'll also involve setting up a nuclear consultative group. Now, this will be the two countries working together, a group very similar to what the US had with European allies at the height of the Cold War, really trying to work out ways to do what they can to deter North Korea. Also some military moves by the US. We're hearing that the US is intending to send a ballistic missile submarine to the Western Pacific, something that it hasn't done since the 1980s, and there could be more US military hardware to follow. However, we are told that it will certainly not include the repositioning of US nuclear missiles to South Korea. So all of this very much aimed at strengthening that joint alliance in respect to the North, and really trying to give the South Korean people back home that reassurance that President Yoon is looking for, that the US is ready to stand very much shoulder to shoulder with Seoul in deterring the North.
Those objectives aside, Nick, what else is on the agenda for President Yoon while he's there in the United States?
Yeah, a very busy visit for the president. He's here for 6 days in total. Over the next few hours here in Washington, he'll be formally met at the White House by President Biden in just under 2 hours' time. That'll be really the starting gun for this special state visit, just the second of the Biden administration. The last one was with President Macron of France back in December. And then after that, there'll be an Oval Office meeting for the two leaders, could last about an hour and a half, and then a joint press conference before the pomp and ceremony of this evening, the state dinner that we will be seeing here at the White House. But on top of that, there will be moves from President Yoon to try and strengthen economic cooperation between the two countries. We know that there's already been several agreements signed between US companies, for example, the deal between Netflix and South Korea. Netflix promising that it's going to invest about $2.5 billion in South Korea. So very much a move as well towards that strengthening of economic ties between the two countries.
That's some serious change there. Nick, thank you very much for that. Nick Harper there reporting for us live from Washington, D.C.